Okay, welcome back, students. So sometimes you get a quadratic and you just can't factor it because it doesn't factor. Just like you cannot factor a prime number, you cannot factor a prime quadratic. Okay, and in that case, the minus b formula will always give you the answer. Now, sometimes complex numbers, if this is negative, and you'll know that you could have factored it if this is a perfect square in here. In other words, 4, 9, 16, so that the surd or the irrationality goes away. Okay, so we're going to do this first problem. Oh, have I control here or not? Hang on. Am I abandoning? No, we're okay so far. Let's shove this over here. Right, for those of you with the older, some would say better calculator, but nothing we can do about it now. And a newer one. Okay, so most of you have the newer ones. So I'm going to start off here. So this is the formula. Now they are using capital letters here for A, B, and C. So we want to key in B. Now just remind ourselves the first letter is A. This is worth A, 16. B is neg 24, and C is plus 7. So let's start off with the A. Okay. So what you do is you dial in your 16. You dial in your 16 and you store it to A. Now how do we store? Have I forgotten? There's A, it's blue, so it's probably shift blue. That's recalled A. 16A, it's just going to find out what's A worth, not A is worth 0, so that's not working. Am I going to keep recording? Of course I am. There's our variables. Well, that shows them to us. You could go in and look at A here and store it, but okay, we'll do that then. Okay, what did I do again? Variables. A. Okay. What do I want to do? Do I want to edit it? Is this the best way? Now on the other calculator it takes 2 seconds, but thinking maybe here there's a quicker way. Well, until I know it, I'm going to have to keep going here. Now over here, you'll just, first of all, you'll okay that. I don't want to be in that statistics mode. I need to be just in ordinary number mode. Oh, menu 1. Oh, I have to dial in 1, don't I? Okay. So way quicker here. Now there probably is a quick way to do it here, but until I figure it out, I can't tell you about it. Maybe you'll figure it out and tell me. So I want 16 as A. So I just store to A. Now look at that. Look, and your arrow to A is what you want. I'm sure there is a better way of doing it here. Let's keep going with this one, and I'll come back to this one in a further video. But we do need B to be neg 24. So you just dial in your neg 24 and you store it to B. Or do you? Let's clear that. Maybe you want to clear calculator first. Make 24, store to B. And even if I did something silly a minute ago, now it's overwritten with neg 24. And C, I want to be plus 7. Okay, so okay that to clear it. 7, I don't need the plus. Store it to C. Okay, now we're going to clear, open a fraction bar, and kick off with the top of your formula, which is minus B. Now I'm recalling B. And we can only do plus or minus. We'll start off with the plus, and we will go square root. We'll bring back our B to be squared. Minus 4. This works just like algebra. I don't have to put in multiplication. I'm always telling you to put it in, but this is real algebra here, so we'll leave it out. Stored to A. Where am I now? We start again, and this is telling you that maths is not always plain sailing, and whether we like it or not, unless we rehearse something several times, this is the way maths works. So I'm not hiding anything. Off we go again. We want minus our recalled B value. We can only do plus or minus here one at a time. Square root, recall Okay, now when I hit equals, I'm going to see this. And if I don't, I'll find it very hard to publish because here we go. 3 plus root 2 over 4. Okay, now you can be absolutely sure the other solution, this should be plus or minus. Okay, sorry, a little tiny mistake in my code, but it is giving both answers here. So this, but when you see this in your exam, and you might be asked to write in third form, you just turn that plus into a plus and minus here, put a minus here, and that's that given in third form. It's 2 answers. Then you will look at the decimal form, which is always shift equal. You can also go in and use the SD button. Okay, and we have 1.1. And then you want to go, you can go backwards, but it's a long way back from here. Or you can go forwards, which is much shorter because you're here already, and just a few clicks instead of 9 or 10 clicks, you're back and you're able to change that sign to a minus. Okay, and you go straight for shift equals, doesn't matter what calculator you're on, and you get 3.39, which rounds to 1 decimal place of 0.4, and so on. Okay, whether you all need to know how to do it in this one. Just do something like, is that it is? So, but this is recalling a. Give me a. Let's look at the value of it. 16, because I said it's 16. But I don't want to recall it. That's what I'll be doing when I'm putting in the formula. I want to set it. It looks like to set it, I'm going to have to go into variables. And go down through them. Maybe it isn't that bad. We'll go to B. We'll click OK. Maybe go up, meaning pushing 1 button instead of 2. And B is negative 24. And C, which I might be able to go to just this way. Let's execute up. OK. 7. OK. Now I think I go home. OK. Fraction bar. Your formula. You don't even have to open the tables. It's on the front of the cover of the tables as well. You have your minus. We know how to recall B. We know how to plus it. Square root. We can recall B again. We can square it. We can subtract 4 of them and times them. That's a two-way product. All over 2 alpha A equals. Okay, and at that stage you both your answers, because it's 3 plus or minus. Sorry about the coding here. I will have a minus here. I'll send it on to you again. Okay, now this video is 8.5 minutes, nearly 9 minutes long. Of course, if I made it again, it would be 3 minutes, but that's the way maths works. Okay, so you're going to have to struggle through it. As always, students, I will see you in the next one.